Alright, so in the last video I left the intro out, so I just wanted to make it a priority to put it in this one. Now in the last video, whenever I went over statements of intent and I mentioned, figuring out what it is that you want, I talked a little bit about it, but also I said that that's a whole nother video. Here is that video. The biggest thing about all this, because I teach a lot of manifestation and how to do it, and it really does turn on the analytical side of the mind, but what is left for your subconscious? Where's the symbolism, the practice, the thing that you have to do, the exercise, the ritual that you have to do to actually get the manifestation to come about? Now, the biggest problem between just learning this stuff, understanding it, and applying the mindset, and actually doing the work, that's what makes all the difference. And so the biggest problem, I'd say, is that the reason that people wouldn't do the work knowing these things, and especially for those that have tried these things and know that they work, that's usually when they start getting the ball rolling, because they realize how powerful this stuff really is. But the biggest thing is a lot of people don't even know what the hell they want. And so what do we want? Do you want money, love, cars, opportunities, jobs? What do you want? You gotta sit down and think. It sucks, but you gotta use the thinker if you want to get some shit done. Because this whole channel is about working with the mind, so get used to it. Take whatever you want, and let's say if you got that thing, the money, the love, whatever it is, what would you do with it? Now think about that for a moment. A lot of people, as I've said, usually win the lottery and then it all goes away because they don't know what they want to do with it. I mean, sure, they pay off some debt, they buy some really fancy things, but I forget who said it, but I think it was Jim Rohn. He mentioned that somebody else said it, so I really don't know who said it. But if you took out all the money in the world and divided it up equally among everybody, within a year it would end up back in the same pockets that it was before. And this is because the mindset of money is very important, especially if you're wanting that. Especially if you're wanting love. You need to have a mindset for it. But what would you use it for? Do you even know? And if you do know, do you deserve it? Now, I'm not asking you consciously, because we can consciously believe that we deserve money, but then for some reason our top bar when it comes to your total income will seem to hit the ceiling. But why? Well, number one, on a conscious level, we believe one thing. On a subconscious level, we believe another. And if your subconscious believes that you don't deserve money, then you aren't going to get money. And the biggest thing with undeservingness of money is the mindset. And a lot of people have the victim mentality, and that's why I said back in the Wealth and Prosperity series, get rid of the victim mentality, because you're not going to get money if you've got that type of mindset. If you are against money, like a lot of people are, you're not going to get money back at you. If you're against somebody, are they going to be your friend? But for those of you who kind of know what you want, you need to get down, plan down, you need to get the game plan down. You got to get down, write, figure out what you want, list things. Once you start listing things and you can see things, you'll start to stem off, and that's when the creative ability really starts. But you have to actually get in the zone. Don't just be driving through traffic thinking, oh, I might do this one day, and then you're at Starbucks and you're just listening to the music and you're not even thinking about whatever you were just thinking about. Actually sit down and do some work with yourself and figure out what you want. And also, a lot of people out there that know what they want will miss opportunity like that. And that's the biggest problem with why they're not getting the results that they want in life, is because they don't take upon opportunity. This is something that somebody with a wealthy mindset would have rather than a poverty mindset. Now, in the last video, I was talking about statements of intent and casting for things, and also I've said that it's bad to cast for things in the future, like I will have money one day, because one day will not come according to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind only knows here and now, the present. That's why a lot of self-help gurus tell you to live in the present moment. And so the conscious mind is the thing that holds the past and the future and all that. So rather than casting for money, would it be better to just use I am wealthy? Well, yes, I use all kinds of affirmations that are just present moment. But we also can future cast in a way. But As I said in the last video, you must be specific. Let's say you're wanting to specifically get a raise. You could say, I will to get a raise within the next 3 lunar cycles. Or let's say you really don't need the money. You're just wanting money so you could have more time to do what you want to do. And it has nothing to do with the money. You could just, instead of casting for money, just say, I will to have more time on my hands without causing harm. And also, don't just use the ones that I'm spitting out. These are just really simple, basic statements of intent. You need to really work on them yourself and make them unique to yourself. But when it comes to I am wealthy, you need to first ask yourself 2 questions. Do I have any blockages? And do I have the right mindset? We already talked over that. So if you've got the right mindset, you should look around for blockages. Let's say you want a new car, but you've got 20 junk cars out in the back field behind your house that are rusting and just sitting there, nothing to do. Now, this has nothing to do with selling those and making money so that you can get a new car. You see, the subconscious mind rules everything, and if it believes that, here's your full share of cars, there you go, until you get rid of some of those, it will be like, oh shit, what's happening? We need more cars here. And then more cars will come in. I've heard it before, if you want more clothes, clean out your closet. Make room for that to come into your life. So ask yourself, are there any emotional blockages? Let's say you're wanting a new lover in your life. You should always figure out if you've got an emotional blockage before you get in a relationship and make that somebody else's problem. But the 2 basic questions, do I have any blockages, whether they're physical, mental, emotional, whatever, and do I have the right mindset? Now, this is all up to the owner of the mind. I can't tell you if you've got the right mindset other than a few things that I know are just flat out like, no, that's a victim mindset. But you're going to have to dictate what is the right mindset. And let me tell you, if you're getting bad results, it is due to either the wrong mindset, because remember, everything begins in the mind. But as I said, what do you want to be wealthy for? I gave an example of time. What if you're just wanting money just to feel secure? You could just say, I am wealthy and secure, or I will to have wealth and security without causing harm. There's so many different things you could branch out, and I'm only giving 2 basic examples between like money and love. I mean, you can cast for job opportunities. You can cast for certain people to come into your life by description. It's pretty freaking cool. Now, let's say you're like, I will to get a raise, or you're wanting to get a raise. Now, it's always good to take action. It's one of the most important pieces of the 3-piece puzzle when it comes to not wanting to meditate or use exercises. There is a 3-piece puzzle that will help boost the manifestation process if you're not wanting to do any actual meditation or exercises such as that. But you want to take action. So what are 3 things that you can do to make that what you're looking for a greater possibility? If you're wanting a new love, are you even leaving the house? Are you going and socializing? Whenever you're talking to a girl or a guy, are you like shy and weird and shit? Or are you actually social and you can give that energy out and they can feel that? If you want love, man, don't be that weird person. Come on. But if you're wanting money, that raise I was just talking about, what are 3 things you could do? Well, number 1, you could work harder at whatever you're doing. If you're doing sales, start busting your ass more. Get up 2 hours, 3 hours earlier than you usually do and get to it. Do 3 things. Take action. That can really boost a lot of shit. So you're wanting a raise, you're wanting more money, you could just say, I will for a greater income, or I will to make $50,000 a year at blank, or whatever job you have, or if you own the job, or if whatever you're doing. Don't take these, as I've said, create your own statements of intent. These are really, really cheap ones off the top of my head. As I said, you got to get down, you got to get to thinking, you got to specify, you got to take out, you got to get down to it. Now, the whole point of this is to not only figure out what you want, but to really get down to the nitty-gritty and really funnel it down to what it is you're looking for, because you want to be specific in naming that which you're wanting. Earlier in the video, I was talking about wanting more time on your hands, or you want more money because you want more time. But what do you want more time for? Are you wanting it to make more videos, or you want to spend time with family? Are you needing more time to study? What do you want more time for? And then cast for that. I will to have more time for myself to study without harm. You really want to be specific, but also remember that every parameter you set kind of closes down the paths that it'll take to get to you. And as I'm going to give a warning in this video, just in case you have not seen my other videos, I'm going to give an example of how this can really screw some shit up. So let's say you're wanting $1,000 or $10,000. We'll go big. We'll go $100,000. Let's say you want $100,000 and you cash for it. Next thing you know, you've forgotten about it. You moved on. A month or two rolls by. A family member dies, leaves you $100,000. Well, you got what you want, but you didn't set a parameter against harming. You didn't add without harming at the thing. So whenever you just said, "Hey, I want $1,000," it's like working with the genie. You're like, "I want $100,000." It's gonna come through the path of least resistance, just like electricity does. So you cast for the $1,000, and then, this person almost, they're almost to the end of their natural cycle, and they've got a lot of money, and they're wanting to give it to you. So synchronicities are going to meet up, and next thing you know, you're going to get the money like you wanted, but also it's going to come in a way that you don't expect it. So you need to be specific, but remember, the more specific you get, it closes a lot of paths down. So if you want to cast for money and you're fine with anything going on except people dying, or except, bad shit happening, add that to the statement of intent. You don't have to say within the next 3 weeks, or you will to get this money through a job, or specifically a lottery ticket. You can leave it open, but also protect those by adding also blessing all involved to your statement of intent. Now, I hope this has given you an idea of how you can narrow down really what you want. These are really basic examples when it comes to money, love, and power, escalating up through life. The shit that people mostly want out of life is money, power, or love. That's usually what it is, but also a lot of you want a lot more than that, like time for yourself, time to do something specific. There's things that you want to do that you can't find a way to get those things through other videos. So you're going to have to take these, and you're going to have to form them to yourself, and you're going to have to work with it. But what makes this whole process way more easier is having a game plan, having a purpose. This is why I said I made the Know Thyself video, because you need to know yourself to know what to do. Because once you have a purpose, a dream, and a plan you're working towards, you don't have to sit and wonder what do I want, or just I need $800, or I need this or whatever. You can start casting, attracting, and banishing things that will help you move your business or your dream to where you want it to go. You should use this not just to get quick sex, quick money, quick love, quick power. You should use this to aid yourself through the journey that you're on. And while you're on your path, you're also not dwelling in the past, you're living in the present, and so you're forgetting the things that you've casted for, while also moving the ball forward. And you can also start figuring out, what else do I want? Start casting for those things, and then you've forgotten about those, and then bam, those manifest, bam, those manifest. You want to keep going, don't stagnate out, because then if you do a few things, it's going to be real hard to forget about it when you're like, well, I know the only thing I've asked for was 20 grand, a blonde, 5'4", and a new Maserati. It's going to be hard to forget, because you're going to be like, wow, I really wanted that. And this is why you shouldn't lust for results, and also cast for things that you really, really, really want. And you can cast for things that you really, really, really want, but it's only going to come as soon as you forget about it. So be working on things to get your mind off that, but also my mind just blanked. Either way, this video is trailing on. It's at 17 minutes. After I edit it, it's probably going to be at 15. I'm trying to keep them under 20. I also mentioned in the last video that I was going to post a few more before the end of the month, because I am going to take a break so that I can work on the next course that's coming up. And also, I've got 2 other videos already planned out, so I'm going to try to get those out tomorrow and probably 3 days after that next day of the day that I post this, which I'm probably posting this tomorrow. I know that was confusing. Either way, I've got 3 videos, including this one, coming at you, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't been here before and you're brand new here, make sure you click right here, subscribe, and hit the bell, or go to... There's no bell right here. Why do I say that? Here's the Know Thyself video I was talking about. Here's my last video. I will for you all to prosper. Have a great day.